Hey, how you doing? Sam Spinella, your real estate guy. Wanted to give you an update on what is currently going on in the housing market and our shelter in place and the coronavirus. We have a lot of stuff going on. There's no question about it. First and foremost, let's stay healthy, let's stay safe, and let's also make sure that we're taking care of any seniors, neighbors, family, anybody who needs help in this time. We definitely need to make sure we're taking care of seniors in this current time. And with that said, let's look at some housing data and some information. So on the real estate front, at the beginning of the week is kind of when, as we know, last week everything really kind of started coming to a situation, and then we got the shelter in place. And at the beginning of the week, on Monday, the counties were actually all closed. And so that means that the recording's closed. And so that means that if there's a transaction going at that time, if the county cannot record, then the transaction cannot close. And so that was a workaround for the escrow companies and for title. And so they have gotten that worked out. And having that worked out means that as of now, most of the counties will allow what's called an e-recording. And so most of the counties are all worked out with that. So that's not a problem. It's really interesting too, because when we're looking and talking about the shelter in place, the social distancing doesn't necessarily mean that housing is going to come to a grinding halt. I do have two interesting slides that when we were back in 2008, which we all remember, if we were in that market at all, and currently, the 2008 was a much different scenario, and reason being is that in 2008, it was actually caused by housing. And so if you're looking at 2008, there's two main things, and it was the ability to get a loan. And when you're looking at the ability to get a loan, this slide here I find very interesting. So you're looking at the ability to get a loan, and the housing bubble was right here. So if you, in any way, shape, or form, could sign a form, you were able to get a loan, and that was up to 2008. Once we went through the 2008 correction and the housing crisis, then that really turned into a much different scenario with loans. And so now, if you look at the historic data for the Mortgage Credit Availability Index, this literally shows that as of today, you have to go through a lot more criteria to get that loan. You have to qualify for it. You have to have the money. You have to have the job. You have to have the proof that you can actually afford it. And so that's one very interesting thing to look at. The other interesting thing is that in 2008, leading up to 2008, 2005, 2006, 2007, the total amount of equity that was cashed out in these 3 years was $824 billion. That's the total amount of equity that was cashed out. Now, if you look more recently, in 2017, 2018, 2019, the total amount is $232 billion. So it makes a tremendous difference when you're looking at it from that perspective. And you're looking at it, let's look at the facts. These are the facts that we're looking at currently. Now, if you are looking if you're in a home and you're looking to refinance, rates are really, really good right now. And with that said, buyers are also still looking to buy. With the social distancing that we have, showing houses and things of that nature, that does become challenging, but that doesn't mean that buyers are not buying. And it doesn't mean that sellers are not selling. In this industry, in our world, there's always something that we just need to work around. And right now, the social distancing and the coronavirus, those are the main things that we're trying to work around right now. And it's just a matter of working around them, working within the parameters that we have. And if you're a seller, having your house on the market, that's not a bad thing. And if you decide to take your house off the market, that's not a bad thing either. It's completely up to you and how you feel comfortable. But again, buyers are buying and sellers are selling. So we are getting into contract and we are selling homes. And the houses that are coming off of the market, the sellers who are deciding to pull the houses off the market, the sellers who are keeping the houses on the market might have potential more buyers out there. And so this is some interesting information for you. If you have any questions for me, if you know of any seniors who need help, let's help them. But if you do have any questions for me, or if you need help with anything, please give me a call. Phone number is 408-393-9294. Hope you're having a great day. Take care.